Hello everyone, my name is Mark Ferguson and I am doing a video on one of the concepts of psychology that I found to be most interesting, and that is humanism. So what is humanism? So humanism is, it emphasizes the potential for innate good in all humans. It's that basic concept of like everyone has the potential to be great and be the best possible version of themselves. And this concept, they kind of focus on providing psychological avenues to allow people to realize their best versions of themselves and do good and provide good to the world. It also is, it came about as a kind of an opposition to behaviorism, which is more deterministic. So this believes that like people, they're not just products of their environment and their genetics. It's also everyone has the ability to be good people. So Abraham Maslow, he was born in 1908 and he died in 1970. But his biggest contribution to psychology was his hierarchy of needs. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs are the core. Well, actually, we're getting into those in a little bit here. But then we have Carl Rogers, and Carl Rogers, he was born in 1902 and he died in 87. And he brings us client-centered therapy, which is really important as well. So here's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So this is actually we talked about in the reverse, really, because they kind of build upon each other to kind of reach that that highest level, which is that self-actualization. So self-actualization is where someone reaches their full potential. Is where they realize all the great things that they can be and could do, and what they can provide to society. And this is, and when they have all of the blocks below them, when all those needs are met, they're able to actually have that actualization. Sorry. So esteem is the feeling of accomplishment. So it's what when people start to feel that they're actually doing good, they're able to do more good. That's kind of what this tenet focuses on. And love and belonging. So this is where all your relationships exist, not just romantic relationships, but family and friends and all those relationships that help you feel a place of, feel that belonging, feel like you're part of that community. That's where those all fit within this block. And then there's safety. So this focuses primarily on that physical safety, but it also really cares about psychological safety. So environments where you feel comfortable with being yourself and expressing yourself. All those things exist on this layer. And then physiological. So physiological is, these are the things that we've been taught since grade school, right? Those core needs that we have to allow us to stay alive and survive. That's shelter, food, water, clothing, sleep, those types of things. Yeah, so here's Maslow's hierarchy. And these are the core conditions that we were discussing earlier when we were talking about Rogers. So he has the 6 core conditions are psychological contact. So for the client to be in contact with the actual therapist, the client being incongruent, and then the client being vulnerable and receptive to change, and then the therapist being congruent and being so that self-awareness that the therapist has and that understanding and knowledge, and then an unconditional positive regard for the client, which is important. They actually want to be there to help the client, and then being empathetic and understanding some of the things that the client's going through. These are this is the framework for a lot of what therapists and psychologists. It provides that framework for how clients and therapists interact with one another, and what allows for environments where that change can actually take place. And that is everything. Thank you.